Until very recently, making an AI video felt a lot like rolling loaded dice. You'd get these weird, unstable results where the lighting shifted between frames and features melted into entirely different people. To hide that drift, creators were forced into a very specific, fragmented workflow. You had to generate dozens of tiny 3 to 4 second clips and stitch them together, hoping the physical cut would mask the continuity errors. It was essentially slot machine generation. You pulled the lever, crossed your fingers, and took whatever the algorithm spit out, rather than actually directing a scene. The industry didn't really need a bump in resolution or higher pixel counts to solve this. What creators actually needed was hard, predictable control over continuity. Seedance 2.5 addresses this by changing how the model processes temporal and spatial data, prioritizing architectural logic over simple frame generation.
The system enforces a standard where motion is a deliberate choice. Nothing in the frame moves unless the creator explicitly commands it. The most immediate change is the raw length of a single take. The new baseline for a generation is a full 30 seconds. Getting an AI to hold a scene together for that long requires doubling previous memory limits in a single pass, allowing the system to maintain logic throughout a complete, uninterrupted action. But you aren't capped at 30 seconds. With multi-round extension, your next shot snaps right on to the end of your existing timeline. Because it reads previous context, continuity holds. Camera perspective, subject, and sound remain perfectly locked across multiple minutes of footage. This changes how you pace a sequence. You no longer need to use a physical cut to hide a lighting glitch. You only cut when the story actually demands it. Directing an unbroken scene like that requires massive input capacity. To handle the data load, the model now accepts up to 50 distinct references per generation, letting you feed it a precise mix of images, videos, and audio files. That capacity enables strict multi-character consistency. If you frame a wide shot of a group, the people don't blend into an amalgam of generic faces. Everyone retains their own distinct features and voices. It also interprets physical space. By feeding the system basic 3D clay renders, it reads your intended camera path, the physical blocking of the actors, and the direction of the light. Even the green screen editing works differently. It recalculates the light so your subject reacts realistically to their new environment, rather than just replacing background pixels. You can even use camera perspective editing to keep your original scene intact while extracting new shot coverage and angles that you never originally prompted. This architecture simulates a 3D environment, allowing the model to natively calculate how light and physical forms interact across a scene. Once you have that 30-second continuous take, the workflow shifts entirely to post-production. With timestamp control, instead of trashing a render over one small error, you isolate a specific window, say between seconds 14 and 17. Whatever went wrong is rewritten. Tweak a gesture or adjust a prop, and the surrounding footage remains untouched. These surgical rewrites occur within a single take, making it possible to fix errors without needing to cut away to a different shot. Combine spatial awareness with targeted post-production, and the output is this: a stable, photorealistic sequence holding logic for a full 30 seconds. This level of architectural control moves the medium away from generating random motion and into directing precise scenes. By digitizing the mechanics of a physical film set, the threshold to produce high-level cinematic media drops drastically. These tools run directly in your browser, at a fraction of the cost you'd expect for this level of heavy compute. With the removal of hardware and budget constraints, the bottleneck in video production has shifted from the machine's limitations to the clarity of the director's intent.